As the first doses of a COVID-19 vaccine are administered around the world, many doctors and health officials are encouraging anyone who's offered a vaccination to take advantage of the opportunity, signaling that the vaccine could be a step towards a return to normal in 2021. Still, many are vaccine hesitant, worried about the vast unknowns surrounding side effects, being that this vaccine was developed in less than a year. A new study from the Associated Press shows only about half of Americans are ready to roll up their sleeves and receive the vaccine shot. Another quarter say they won't be vaccinated, and a quarter of Americans are still unsure. So we're going 360, speaking with Wisconsin healthcare worker who will likely be among the first to be offered a shot, a COVID-19 survivor herself, who says the benefits of vaccination outweigh the risks. Also, to a leader in Wisconsin's vaccine choice movement who says she won't get the vaccine. We also hear from one of Wisconsin's top health officials who assures the public that no corners have been cut in the development or approval of COVID-19 vaccines, and a doctor with UW Health with a reminder for the general public as vaccines are rolled out worldwide.
I definitely will get the vaccine when it's available.
We start with Melody Socha, an acute nurse practitioner who says she had COVID-19 just last month and continues to feel its impacts today. She has since returned to work on the front line inside a local hospital and says, despite unknowns about the potential long-term side effects, she trusts the scientists.
I think the benefits at this point outweigh the risks. And looking at the research and the trials that have been done, it seems that the long-term side effects aren't known, but the mild side effects, just like other vaccines, like flu vaccine, there's always mild side effects. But, seeing COVID patients and treating COVID patients and knowing, what can happen with this illness, I think the benefits for those people that are high risk right now probably outweigh the potential risks.
Others, like Jenna Eilenfeld, say that the fact that the vaccine was developed so quickly leaves them hesitant. Jenna says she likely would hold off on receiving a vaccine for now.
I'm not against taking a vaccine for it, obviously. I just think I'd like to educate myself more a little bit about what went into this vaccine and how they came up with it so quickly.
Taking a stronger stance, Tammy Goldstein, the founder of Wisconsin for Vaccine Choice, says she will not get the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine once it's available. She has done her own research and shared warnings about what she says is a lack of transparency regarding research and development of vaccines.
That I am not an anti-vaxxer. I vaccinated my children. I believe in the concept of vaccination.
She has concerns about companies developing and then researching their own products. She worries that companies like Pfizer are not held liable for the vaccines they produce if something goes wrong. And Tammy warns about the potential long-term impacts of this vaccine, especially in pregnant women, children, and those who are immunocompromised. Those potential side effects, if they exist, are still unknown. And one of Tammy's biggest concerns is a future where vaccines are mandatory.
What would it take for you to be comfortable receiving the vaccine? What would have to happen?
We want informed consent. I want the vaccine manufacturer to be held accountable for the products that they're producing and make billions on. I want someone other than those profiting from the vaccines doing the studies. And those studies should be that gold standard, double-blind, long-term study with complete informed consent to the client, to the patient.
Wisconsin's top health officials say that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration scrutinizes data and research provided by companies like Pfizer before approving any vaccines.
So the clinical trials where they enrolled 30,000 people and carefully administered in a blinded, placebo-controlled fashion, and then followed up and got the data, the outcomes data. That was not rushed. That was done by the same standards of all clinical trials. The methods are posted on clinicaltrials.gov. It's been in a transparent process. So we should feel good that the data generated through those trials are reliable.
He and several other of Wisconsin's top health officials and even the governor have said they'll receive the shot once it's offered. But even with vaccines being administered, the return to normal won't be quick. More than 400,000 Wisconsin healthcare workers and another 300,000 people in long-term care facilities are set to receive vaccines first, and it's still unknown when vaccines will be available to the general public, which is why doctors at UW Health say not to let your guard down.
recognizing that it's going to be still several months before this is going to be more broadly available for the public. And I think just the understanding of that is key anytime we're talking about the vaccine.
Doctors continue to urge everyone to wear masks, stay socially distanced, and practice good hand hygiene, all precautions as the world waits for a COVID-19 vaccine to be made available to the general public. Reporting in Milwaukee, Ryan Jenkins, TMJ4 News.